Everyone has a smartphone now with the capabilities of mapping software. Now with the smartphone, if you're using a map on there, all you're really thinking about is, alright, it's the next left and things like that. You're not really aware of your position in it, you're just aware of the next direction.
It's like a dream I used to have when I was a kid. Imagining going somewhere that you'd never been before. You'd have a whole perception of it and it'd be completely imaginary. But now you're able to explore that with the digital maps.
I think it does change sort of your perception of environments, and I think it does it in a quite a negative way. I think it distances people from the actualities of the reality of what's going on around you. Instead, you sort of become more intrinsically connected to this digital world rather than sort of surface reality.
Another phenomenon that's occurred for me, and that is deliberately not using Google Maps to find somewhere. You can get into the habit of checking your phone every 100 metres, checking you've not missed a turn or whatever, and it's actually become, for me, I've set myself a challenge of not using my phone to find somewhere. It's nice to rely on your own memory again.
If you were to use a map from 10 years ago, certain streets might not be on there. When you have an old map, you start to realise the changes that have happened, but when a map is constantly updated, you don't get to see those changes.
So having seen already, for example, the type of architecture, the way that the houses are built, having already been exposed to that, then makes the experience, them being there, it makes it more worthwhile.
Google Maps, have the photos at the bottom as well. Really shows it in a light which brings with it a very harsh preconception, which is sometimes, or I'd say most of the time, doesn't match up to reality. I think that's sort of making us lose touch with reality almost, with sort of the presence of a physical world and the landscape.
When I was house hunting, it was really good to simply get an expression on how's the neighborhood, how do the houses look like, and being able to move around with your cursor going up or down the street or not makes you more aware of the surrounding.
Using a paper map, you're seeing a larger area of where you are as well. So you're not only seeing what fits on your small phone screen, you're getting an understanding of what is surrounding that area as well.
One thing that you don't get from a map is the sounds, and the smell, and the light, feeling of walking over different surfaces. That's the sort of thing that you don't get yet on the Street View, on Google.
I really do see this sort of network sense. Well, especially when I was cycling in Europe, I would meet other cyclists who would tell me about cycle paths. You miss all this sort of urban sprawl, which is the direction Google Maps told me to take.
If you know, okay, there's a nice beach around the corner on my way from A to B, then you should really take this detour. However, if you would really strictly adhere to the route that Google Maps is basically telling you to go, then you would definitely miss out on that. And I think Google Maps shouldn't dictate which path you should go, but it's a guide. It tells you, according to your needs, how you can get to a certain place. And I think this is how it should be used.